Hey everybody, welcome back to the Chaotic Little Book Corner. My name is Acacia. Today I am here to do my March wrap-up part 1. I have several books here, not a lot, but enough that I wanted to do a wrap-up now and see if I contribute more in the next half of the month. I am filming this closer to the middle of the month and then posting it a little bit closer to the end of the month, so just bear with me. It's time-wise a little bit off. So by the time you see this, I'll have finished a couple more books and they will be in the next wrap-up and it'll all be good. So yeah, let's dive in. For the second time in a couple of months, have had a book that I honestly don't like. And you guys know me. Usually I have pretty positive things to say about books, even if I'm not 100% a fan of them. And you guys can tell when I'm not 100% fanning over something. Like, you guys know, I use certain words, but I'm usually nice. But this one, I am not the right audience. I can see other people really enjoying it. If you like nature writing, you're gonna like this book. I don't care. I don't care. This is Melissa Harrison, A Hathorn Time, a novel. Look, I really thought that Melissa Harrison would be good. From the way I'd heard her talked about from several other channels. I thought I might enjoy her. I didn't expect to love her, but I didn't expect to dislike her so much. I thought there was no plot. I thought it was boring. I thought it was flourishing. I thought it was pretentious. And I thought it was really just boring. It was so boring, you guys. I hated this book. I hated it so much. And I'm not sure if I want to keep this book in order to talk about books that I hate or if I want to get rid of it. Because I still haven't figured out the picture thing. I think Amanda Center has showed me how to do the picture thing a couple of times. I'm not good at it. I'm not good at it. I do okay with editing, but I'm not special pretty things. Like, I don't know how to do the flare. This book, no, just no. I was bored. I was bored the whole time. This was a little better. I liked 40% of the stories in this. This is Swimmer Among the Stars by Kanish Thoreau. I liked 40% of the stories. My favorite was the one that inspired me to pick up the collection, which was The United Nation in Space. But overall, I was unimpressed. I thought it was average. I thought it kind of flowed in a very basic way. I didn't think that the punctuation was really well done. I thought that there were certain moments where quotation marks would have been nice. I didn't think it was edited in a way that made it so that you could tell when someone was speaking versus when they were thinking, versus when no one was talking. I didn't think it flowed well, and I thought it was really clunky. There we go, clunky. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Yeah. This one was better. I liked this one a lot better. This is The Farm. This is by Joanne Ramos. I'm going to talk about this in its own review, closer to release date. So its release date is May 17th, 2019. So you'll get more of my thoughts in that. But as far as anything goes, this is not an apocalyptic feminist retelling or story. That is not what this is. This is a story of a world where there are farms that allow mainly poor immigrants to go and they are treated well. They get food, they get shelter, they get really nice stuff, but their job is to carry a baby to term for a wealthy white family. The story was good. It was solid. I think as far as feminist fiction, I've read better, but this was interesting. It was different. So I'll talk more about it in its wrap-up, but I was fine with it. I liked it. This one I liked more. You guys know, I'm going in order of least to most enjoyed. I don't think I need to explain that to you through the whole thing. That's just rude. This is Notes to Self by Emily Pine. This is an essay collection. Again, I'll talk to it closer. June it's coming out, so it's a ways away. This one was a total surprise. It came with the farm, and I hadn't requested it, so super excited about that. And I was excited about it because I didn't think I would like it when I first received it. I was like, oh geez, this is another essay collection. But I've really been enjoying essay collections that are like feminist and bold and a little bit more raw. And this really did that, and it was really interesting. So I'll talk more about it when its review comes up, but I was pretty happy with it. Then I, of course, did the thing where I was like, I'm going to read something that's going to scare me, and then I'm going to bother my boyfriend. So I did. This is Lore, Dreadful Places. This is nonfiction. This is by Aaron Mahnke. If you want to get terrified of Maine, go for it. This does that. If you want to get terrified of lighthouses, go for it. This does that. If you want to get terrified of asylums, go for it. This does that. I was not comfortable. I was not comfortable at all. I enjoyed it. I loved the spook. I was really having fun. There were elements of it where Aaron would discuss the story and then poke holes in it and be like, this is why it's not true and this is the explanation, which was great because it made it so that I was like, phew, there's no small children wandering around an asylum dead. This is great. But in and of itself, it was creepy and really dark, and I really enjoyed it. I think in Halloween time, I'll do a review of all 3 of the Lore books. I'm hoping maybe he'll come out with more. I don't know what else he could come out with. I'm not sure, but there might be more. So, because there's been a lot of podcasts for the Lore podcast, which I love, but the book is basically all the podcasts squished together into a book, which is more my speed. So I'm very happy with this. I enjoyed it. Then we get into the 2 that I enjoyed the most. Now, I can't pick which one's better because they are both so different. One is magical realism and one is contemporary. Now, if you've heard this book compared to Bridget Jones' Diary, I can see why. But it's not Bridget Jones' Diary. Don't go into this thinking it's Bridget Jones' Diary. Do not go into this thinking that you're going to get a giggly, fun, easy, light read. It is not that. This is Queenie. This is by Candice Carty-Williams. This is fantastic. I loved this. It was brilliant. Now, following Queenie is really difficult. I wouldn't say she's a dislikable character. She makes huge mistakes. She is definitely suffering from severe depression and anxiety. She has a very warped self-esteem and self-image. She gets into one-night stands, quick relationships, everything in between, hookups that are really dangerous in terms of her body's safety. And she does a lot of things that are really stupid. But the whole book, you're rooting for her and you really want her to be okay. I honestly loved this book. I thought it was fantastic. I would read anything that Candice comes out with. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And I believe, yes, it's an own voice. It is a Black woman writing about a Black woman. So I thought it was pretty well done, and I'm hoping it was a pretty accurate depiction. It felt more real than other female Black characters I've seen read from white perspective. So it felt more genuine, which was great. But anyway, I really love this. I would definitely recommend it. If you haven't picked it up yet, it's great. If you have Book of the Month, this was last month's, or this month, March. This was March's book, one of the picks, and you could pick this up for $9.99 with your next box. I'm thinking of picking up Daisy Jones and the something. That band book that everyone's loving. I'm thinking about picking that up. That was in the March box too, but I didn't pick it. Do you guys think I should pick that one up? Do you guys want to see me talk about that? Or is it white noise at this point? Like, have everyone kind of heard about it and they're done with it? Because I could go either way. I'm not really sure if I'm going to enjoy it, and I might have a totally different opinion. I don't know. But I feel like I might be white noise, and I don't like being white noise. It makes me very nervous. So, if you guys are interested in hearing about it, let me know in the comments. If you guys think it's boring, let me know in the comments. So my favorite book of the month, and I requested this book 7 times from the publisher. 7 times. I am sure they were annoyed by the time I was done. I still haven't received any books from that publisher, but I keep trying. And I will bet you it's because I don't have a big subscriber count, but I'm gonna keep trying, because maybe one day I'll get someone who's like, this poor girl. She's trying so hard, and they'll give me something. But until then, this is Helen Oyeyemi Gingerbread. This is magical realism, okay? So, I know that Leanne from Literary Diversion feels very strongly that if something is magical realism, it should be placed as magical realism, and you should know it is magical realism. This is magical realism. This is a story of a woman who comes from a place that does not exist and bakes gingerbread that holds powers, sort of. And her daughter wants nothing more than to go to the place that doesn't exist that her mother grew up in. And because of that, her daughter does something slightly drastic and scares her mother terribly. And then the story progresses from there. I loved this book. I love Helen Oyeyemi. I adore her. I am so in love with this book. I think it's brilliant, and I prefer White is for Witching. Okay, I'm gonna put that out there. But this one was brilliant as well. I think for me it goes White is for Witching, Gingerbread, Boy Snowbird, Mr. Fox. Oh, and then there's her short story collection. That goes somewhere between Gingerbread and Boy Snowbird. I think it's between those two. But I need to read her other 2 novels, which are her first 2 novels. I haven't done it yet because I'm so nervous that they're not going to be as good, and I'm going to be really upset. But I own them, so I need to get on them. But yes, those are my thoughts on that. So those are all the books that I've read so far in the month of March. This is, again, my March part 1 wrap up. Yeah, I definitely feel like I've slowed down my reading, and I'm okay with that. I've spent the last 4 years throwing myself into reading and not doing much else, and now I'm doing other things and I feel much more completed. And my partner's a big part of that, so I really want to be, you know, I still read when he's around, and I still focus on you guys, and I'm always available online to you guys unless I'm taking a week off. But I really am pretty happy with the way things are going in my life right now, and I'm very nervous that I just jinxed that. But anyway, I love my Patreon. Thank you so much for supporting me. If you're interested in doing so, I will link it in the doobly-doo. You guys are more than welcome to join me on Patreon. I don't do a lot of special content. I haven't figured out how to post videos. I'm also not getting a lot of interaction on Patreon, so what they're doing is tipping me, and I am super appreciative of that. I do ask occasionally what book you'd like to see, if you'd like a book club, what would you like? I'm genuinely interested to know what people would like to see from my Patreon. But as it stands, it's pretty small, so I'm not too sure what to do. But again, any support is wonderful. I love you all. Thank you so much. I will talk to you all in the comments, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.